under the influence of hypnosis, under the influence of hypnosis. A false confession, on the other hand, that's very easy to do. Um, even more so, getting just a false testimony, or sorry about that, an involuntary plea out of somebody is even easier. That's what happened to me. And yeah, hypnosis can be used to get a person to kill themselves, by the way. So you could commit murder with hypnosis. And if you don't think that's a danger, if you don't think that's dangerous, then I don't think you understand what the word danger actually means, or dangerous actually means. Hypnosis can be extremely... So, hypnosis... Oh, that's the other one. Hypnosis is safe, for the most part. The act of hypnotizing a person in itself is just as safe as talking to a person, right? Now, there's a difference between talking to a person and being emotionally abused by that person, or being mentally abused by that person, or being psychologically abused by that person, right? Because, normal conversation with people, right? That's totally safe. You can talk to your children, you can talk to your parents, siblings, cousins, other family members, you can talk to your neighbors, church members, you can talk to anybody, right? That's perfectly safe. Well, the act of talking in itself is perfectly safe. It does not put you in any danger, right? But it depends on, the intentions of the other person, because they can talk to you just like other people, but then they can psychologically abuse you while they're talking to you. And that's the difference that I'm describing. Because, you can hypnotize somebody, right? They're perfectly safe. For example, just a stage show demonstration, you reverse all the effects of the demonstration afterwards, right? Perfectly safe. No harm done. Yes, that is perfectly safe. Hypnosis in that context is perfectly safe. To say that hypnosis cannot be abused or is not dangerous, it requires clarification of the context. And I can understand where some people don't always clarify that. And that's where it's, been distorted and abused so much. So what I'm also trying to clarify here is, but when sorry about that. So, stage hypnosis, for example, right? You reverse all the suggestions afterwards. They're perfectly normal. They're able to remember the number 4 again, right? No problem, right? Okay, great. That's perfectly safe. There's no harm done to them, right? They're not experiencing liver failure or kidney failure or some type of health condition because of it. They're not at risk of developing a health condition. They're not going to have a seizure or anything crazy like that. But on the other hand, if it's not a stage hypnosis show and that person's just trying to abuse you, yes, hypnosis is extremely dangerous. You would be in a severe amount of danger. That's what's going on. So I had to clarify that. And that's going to be on the internet, right? Great. Not just that, but I also have to finish the sentence. The misinformation and myths about hypnosis are extremely dangerous. So what else about that, right? There's a lot of things that are... this leads to a misconception of hypnosis. The hypnosis is limiting my ability to finish the sentence, right? It's like it's forcing me to articulate it that way. When I'm just trying to think, right? Have that broad range of options, but I'm limited to a narrow little scope because the hypnosis is just being used to abuse me. The misinformation and myths about hypnosis are extremely dangerous. Let's see. So there is a variety of ways to say this too. And I can tell that hypnosis is and limiting my ability to articulate what I'm trying to articulate. So I'm willing to take my time just to make an example out of that, if I have to. So the misinformation and myths about hypnosis are extremely dangerous because, not just because. The misinformation and myths about hypnosis are extremely dangerous. This leads to a common misunderstanding. That's what I was going to say. Resulting in an extremely dangerous and distorted and when people say that it's mind control, well, let me clarify something for you. It can be. When people say that it's not mind control, well, I mean, that really depends on the context. I mean, especially because, this is another thing that requires clarification with hypnosis, because there's two different types of hypnosis, mainly. There's direct hypnosis and then Ericksonian hypnosis. Ericksonian hypnosis is much less considered, honestly, to be considered mind control. I mean, it can be a little bit, right? Because subliminal messaging works extremely similar to Ericksonian hypnosis, in fact, almost identically. But regardless of that, sorry about that. Hypnosis is inhibiting my ability to speak. Direct hypnosis, on the other hand, that's the one that's extremely dangerous. That's why I also specified, make involuntary use of direct hypnosis a third-degree felony, because no one is going to have good intentions for the individual they're hypnotized involuntarily. Make abuse of direct hypnosis a second-degree felony. And make involuntary hypnotic seals a second-degree felony. So, not only that, hypnotic seals are going to be illegal too. Hypnotic seals are, an example of how hypnosis can be abused. And this is not something that's commonly known by a lot of hypnotists. But, you have to kind of have an understanding of the direct method of hypnosis as well to actually really understand what I'm trying to say. But the other one, the last one, I think, is not all people are hypnotizable, or some hypnotists, now in Ericksonian hypnosis, everybody's susceptible to subliminal messaging in that form of hypnosis. Yes, direct hypnosis, no, just how it is. Because direct hypnosis involves going into that deep trance where you look like you're sleepwalking. And not everybody can go into that. And also, to clarify as well, there are ways to increase that ability, but at the same time, they're not necessarily that easy to do. One could be sleep deprivation and malnourishment, because that's been used on me before. Dangerous, resulting in an extremely dangerous and distorted misunderstanding, public misunderstanding of what hypnosis even is. And there's other people that'll this is the other aspect, right? So I mean, when you're really looking at hypnosis, when you're looking at what the stage hypnotists are talking about really specifically, that's where you're gonna be kind of, you told me that's not dangerous, or you told me that can't be used to abuse a person. It's not technically dangerous, but I think it's essential. It's going to be essential to clarify exactly what hypnosis is. It's probably going to be something that's going to be taught in elementary schools. Just to make, because, like, I mean, children are specifically susceptible to hypnosis, which it poses a much greater risk to public safety. But, like, in regards to, wow, okay, misunderstanding. I have to do myths about hypnosis too. That's annoying. This is so long. But wow, that took me a long time just to write that little part of the sentence. An extremely dangerous and distorted public misunderstanding about what hypnosis even is. And what hypnosis can or cannot do. Okay, I'm going to have to start uploading these videos. So I'm going to start doing that. And then I'm going to go from there.